good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to discuss the Federation. All right, March's 30th, 2026, Raw. All right, I do not know where these people were stationed, but I can tell you what, show was not very good. Show was not very good at all. We are going to be getting to it, but first, all right, we're going to be getting to our weekly wrestling report. I didn't really have anything to say about Collision this week. I'm sorry. Hey, between me and you, wasn't there. All right, I wasn't there for Collision. Now a lot of good things happened from what I've heard. I can try to go back and kind of catch what I can, maybe post about it on my community notes if you guys still watch those. But I mean, like, hey, between me and you, just a lot of wrestling this week. MLW are like Maple Pro Wrestling, our Maple Wrestling League. Okay, whatever. They got a TV deal, which is very cool, very big. We also seen some really good stationary we also seen some good stationary tapings for ROH and TNA. So, well, not stationary for TNA because TNA is bouncing around, but ROH is getting tapings, like weekly tapings. That's good. That's good for the brand of ROH. It's no longer just kind of whenever they can do shit. And TNA is, hey, there are people on that roster that are doing their own thing, right? Jada Stone comes to mind, right? Individuals like Mustafa Ali, right? So there are definitely reasons to catch some of those shows. If you guys would like me to review those shows down below, let me know down below. I can kind of just bundle them into like a massive kind of massive little video. No more than 12 minutes though, because I mean, come on. Like, I'm not gonna drop more than 10 minutes on TNA, I promise you guys. We also have to discuss John Cena. John Cena's coming back, and I do miss John Cena, man. I do, right?
It's not a wrestling retirement. I'm not going away for a few years and then coming back. When I'm done in December, I'm done. And there isn't a check writer around who could write a check big enough to change my mind.
Thank you very, very much. And
oh no, man, it's gonna be out of frame. We're gonna have to hug our knees, but I don't give a shit.
Oh, buddy,
the greatest of all time, John Cena.
You're hurting me, baby. You don't know what it feels like. One day you love me. Next you disappear from sight. But
in me missing John Cena, I can acknowledge that the only reason that they're going to bring him back is because they did not give him a correct send-off. Let's really run through everything that they gave him. It was a heel turn, right? Then we got a Cody match that had a Travis Scott running. Then we had a couple of tag team matches with Logan Paul, right? Then he went face again and he went up against Cody. He had a match against R-Truth also. I'm not gonna just skip over that, right? I think it was like with 2 more squash matches on top of that. He had that match with CM Punk. But that match with CM Punk when he was a face, the Elimination Chamber, obviously, but who doesn't forget, how could you forget him in the Elimination Chamber, right? There's a lot of just things to think about, but then you also have to think about Seth Rollins, right? You have to think about him and Seth Rollins and where that could have gone, right? You have to think about him and the Miz, as tortured, right? As tortured as his WWE was in that period. Hey, he is a big part of his history, right? Like, we didn't even get like a kind of like handshake with The Rock, right? Listen, there are certain things that a lot of people expected from this John Cena retirement, and we didn't get it. I mean, again, there are things like the Punk match, there are things like the AJ Styles match. There is, the Elimination Chamber match itself. It's good. John Cena's amazing at the Royal Rumble that he takes place in for the last time ever. But I mean, the second you think about that, you also think about Gunther, right? Making John Cena tap out, and it's like it goes against John Cena's entire character, and then it's kind of like the media scrum that he did to try to like make sense of it. That was obviously paid and planned for by the big federation. It's a lot to think about. And it's unfortunate that we couldn't have gotten, and again, I'll keep referencing it because this is, to current date, right? One of the best retirement runs that we have gotten with Hiromu Tanahashi, right? Just better. It was better executed, right? And what I can say for certain is they definitely need that rub. They definitely need that Cena rub. And bro, it's weird because Randy's right there, right? You do have up and coming stars that can take the mantle, but for some reason they didn't take the shots to give Cena a good send off, right? And they won't make any new stars. So it's literally like that Cena clip all over again.
I'm still here because you can't do your job.
And it's tricky because I would love for John Cena to have gone off on the highest of precipices. Like I would love to John Cena have to go off on, like I would have loved for John Cena to have gone off on the highest of heights, right? He retires in Boston, he wins his last match, he maybe it's like a thing, maybe like he wins the title, but like he gives it back, or hey, even something like where he eats the pin, a clean 1-2-3 for a new upcoming talent like a Javon, right? Like a Trick. And I know I'm kind of just throwing out like the kind of rookie names for this year, but there's a lot of new talent back there that, I mean, what the fuck would an Apollo Crews John Cena rub not do for anybody? Apollo Crews, great wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, in Dominic Mysterio, he had his moments, but I mean, like, who's reflecting on those John Cena and Dominic Mysterio matches technically? Nobody. I mean, all anybody can remember is from AJ Styles and John Cena, where the on the finisher spots, even though that did add to the story. I liked that, but I'm kind of getting into Cena's retirement right now. It's tricky to bring him back, and then you're doing what you're doing with the Hall of Fame, and it's like, I don't know where these guys' heads are at. That's why I guess it's all boiling down to, because you don't give Cena a proper send-off, and then you bring him back because ticket sales are low. But you don't think ticket sales would be higher if you would have sent him off on a high note, showing that you do have the capability to produce stories, and then you give people like an Oba, like a Powerhouse, like a Drew McIntyre, like a Jacob Fatu, then you give them actual kind of like tangible stories. I feel like they're purposefully contradicting themselves when they do shit like that. But again, they're bringing Cena back for WrestleMania to host, and I'm not upset about it, but here's my issue. Are we going to do the thing where it's like, hey, I'm John Cena, I retired, and I'm never going to wrestle another match again, but every WrestleMania season that comes up, I'm going to hit a guy with an AA like we do with Stone Cold. Stone Cold is literally still in the gym upping his cardio because the hypothetical of him running a match in Saudi isn't zero. Think about that. 65-year-old man running a match in Saudi for the pops. Like that's where we are now, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, happy for John. A Dorchester native. I mean, that's something that we would want from a good kind of performer, right? To keep being in the limelight, but I just don't know if John needs it. And then it's like, what if John gets caught? Like, they're scheduling. There's so much that goes into it. I doubt it's going to be annual, but for this year, this is what we get. And if I do sound a little dejected about it, I am, because they didn't give him a proper send off, and now they're like literally dragging his rotting corpse out here, and it's like, it's upsetting. It's upsetting to the character of John Cena, at least in kayfabe for me. But again, we're going to be touching on the Hall of Fame very shortly and very briefly. They've inducted 2 posthumous members. Let's just be frank. Let's be honest. People might not like it, but there are people like Vince Russo. There are people like Jim Cornette. There are people like Mark Henry, right? I don't know if Mark Henry's already in the Hall of Fame. I believe he already is, right? But the idea that they keep like going, hey, besides all the other people who have worked with us in our past that are still alive and living today, right? They only have so many years left, like knock on wood, right? They don't get recognized, right? But we're gonna recognize the people who, for lack of a better word, probably wouldn't even accept it. Like, there's a lot of discourse that Sid Vicious would have just like no-showed the Hall of Fame. Beast, not for nothing, Sid Vicious's career was a lot more, but I'll say a lot more memorable in a WCW. And I think it's weird because they own WCW as well. So it's so many things about that. I don't know where we're going, because if you really think about it from like a technical perspective, they own parts of ECW, WCW, and TNA. Why are no living people getting inducted into the Hall of Fame? Pause, time out, let's reverse. Why is Stephanie McMahon in the Hall of Fame? Stephanie McMahon. the fuck is going on around? Like, am I crazy? I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. And I would like for somebody to explain why an individual like Tommy Dreamer isn't more prominently shown in these Hall of Fame shows, right? Because again, I just don't know what the issue is with that. Like, I don't know. I really can't get behind it. I would like for people who are actually here to get their flowers. I mean, it's well deserved, but then you think about people like China. Where's China's Hall of Fame award, right? Like, that's bullshit. That's pure bullshit. Stephanie McMahon gets a fucking Hall of Fame before China. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of any of this shit. And like where's Batista's Hall of Fame award? These are real questions I have. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Not a fan. We're going to be getting directly into March 30th, 2026 Raw. Now, this Raw opened up with the one and only Mr. Libations, right? Now it's weird because I'm used to seeing him in his shenanigans, for lack of a better word, on SmackDown. So him being here kind of just throws off, my equilibrium just a little. It kind of just throws off my equilibrium just a little bit. But I can't deny that Cody does have a bit of star power. It's weird that the main title isn't on the main flagship show. That's so fucking weird. And why the World Heavyweight Championship is on SmackDown. What a weird concept. What a weird fucking brand. What a weird company this fucking thing is. But saying all this to say, Stephanie McMahon, again, the Hall of Famer. Hey, I can't make heads or tails of it, my boy. I can't make heads or tails of it. She comes down and she says, "Hey, Cody, so I'm gonna be honest with you, my nigga. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Randy killed me. He'll kill you." And I'm like, okay, all right. WrestleMania is 2 weeks away. WrestleMania 1, 2. Why the fuck is Stephanie McMahon out here talking to me? Hey, I need somebody back there, all right, and creative to hear me when I say this. If you niggas do not pay Brandy, all right, a 7-figure amount to take that punt kick in the next couple of days, you niggas are cooked. You can bring John Cena back all you want. Nobody's gonna sit here and fork up $3K to watch John Cena again, to watch him interact with Gunther, a fucking catering jobber, via the triple fucking nose again. I'm sorry, nobody's interested in that. And I love Cena to death, right? But we have to simply acknowledge reality. They ruined that man's retirement. It was ruined. If it wasn't ruined, it was at least if it wasn't ruined, it was at least slightly stepped on. And then after doing that, they're literally sitting here and go, "Hey, do you guys want to spend $4K? Look at Cena." After you niggas cut the prices of the tickets, that did not work. And now we're in a space where y'all are gonna just what? What are y'all about to do, really? What are y'all actually about to do? Cena's gonna go out there for WrestleMania season and do what? I just don't understand what's going on in this fucking place, bro. Listen, Cody grabbed her wrist, okay. All right, heel Cody. Ooh, heel Cody. I don't know. Listen, listen, bro. Listen. Broski. This entire segment was not good. It wasn't good. And the reason it wasn't good isn't because Cody is bad at cutting promos. That's not the reason why. This just sucks. It sucks. It's like, oh, Cody, you better be careful. Cody just... Do we forget that Cody literally got crucified 14 days ago? Why are we reminding him to be careful? I don't know. And then he says oh, this version of Cody Rhodes can't be that version of Randy Orton. I'm like, I just don't care what Stephanie's talking about. Because again, why is Stephanie talking to me right now? It's literally who invited this nigga? Who invited this nigga? I don't know why she's here, what she contributes to the story. Bro, listen, and I'm not a scholar in any of this shit, right? But Ted DiBiase Jr. in a suit that's too small for his fat, chubby fingers, right? And or Brandy, all right, eating the most half-assed punt kick of the century. That is 10 times better than this shit. And I think anybody who at least can't come up with something a little bit better than the Stephanie shit, cooked, bro. Cooked. I'm sorry. I just can't wrap my fucking head around this Cody and Stephanie shit. So Stephanie comes out here and she berates Cody because he's not enough. They put hands on each other for a while, and like I'm like, where the fuck is Triple H? Why isn't he out here for this? Probably because Cody would, unfortunately for that gigged bastard, he would mog Triple Nose. So listen, there's not a lot Paul Levesque can really do when it comes to guys that are a lot younger and a lot more spry than he wishes he was. I just don't know why Stephanie's out. She takes up so much fucking. There's a lot of McMahon just all over this fucking night. Paul's here, Stephanie's here. Vince gets name dropped, fucking takes over Twitter. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Like, it's too much. It's genuinely too fucking much, bro. Nothing really happens in this segment. This could have been Brandy. Could have been Ted DiBiase Jr. in a fucking suit that's 2 sizes too small for him, sniveling and crying, asking Cody for some kind of whatever, and then Randy just comes in, bah! Punt kick. Hey, bro, if whatever they have to fucking pay Brandy to eat the most half-assed punt kick of the century, they need to do it. Because this show and this fucking company, it will not succeed without some kind of change in management. And whether that's Cena, whether that's fucking Doink, whether that's the fucking gobbledygooker, whether that's Jason Jordan, whatever the fuck it, whoever and whatever it is, it needs to come immediately. Because Stephanie out here, as she bloats up the fucking Hall of Fame card, right? That entire Hall of Fame slot just bloated up by her presence, right? If she wants to be out here for this segment, fine. Don't call yourself a talent. People like Tiffany Stratton, people like Lita, people like Melina, actual workers, right? Like Jacqueline. Those are talents. Stephanie, your brother almost broke his neck 4 different times for this company. He's a talent. That's an actual talent. Shane McMahon would jump from a helicopter through a table for this fucking industry. Don't know why, but he will, and he has. he probably has, unbeknownst to us. God damn. Oh man, listen, nothing even happens, and that's, I think, like the most frustrating part about this, because this match is supposed to have some kind of intrigue, some kind of intense, feeling about it, but there's nothing here. And then they fucking wheel Stephanie McMahon out here. What the fuck is she doing out here? Why? This segment is nothing. As I said, we get like, I guess, a glimpse at heel Cody because he grabbed Stephanie's wrist. Ooh, bad guy, scary. Fuck, I'm not moved. Hey, Mr. Libations. Hey, Mr. Raheem. Can I go on your bus and cook pasta with you? And, drink some American Leak whiskey with you, Mr. Libations? Well, sure, grandkid. Well, why wouldn't you be able to? I mean, I am the American Nightmare. Oh, man. Thanks, Mr. Libations. Hey, what's these Young Bucks posters doing up? Listen, I am so over this Cody Championship run, bro. So over it, bro. And if I can see, and if I have to see a Stephanie McMahon again in the build to this WrestleMania, we're done. We're done. Officially, this entire shit is cooked. They're probably gonna do a vignette. So you know what? Let me hold my tongue. They're probably gonna add this in some kind of video clip where it's gonna be like a big focal point. Hey, I am the American champion, and I'm nothing like my father, but you're nothing like your father. The guy named in the human trafficking case. So, spooky ooky. I'm not here for it, chat. Not here for it. There's an Uso match with I Show Speed. I Show Speed is a focal part of this tag team division now and the road to WrestleMania. And personally, as a handful of the very talented actors and actresses on Beauty and Black would say, this private road to WrestleMania is engulfed in flames. In fucking flames. I might as well be in Baghdad or Tehran. I wholeheartedly mean that shit, brother. I couldn't imagine in any lifetime that I would see a live streamer and a country artist along with Stephanie McMahon play such focal parts in my WrestleMania build. Listen, even seeing Cody on my precious brand, all right, seeing Cody on my precious brand, it does a lot. Not the biggest fan of it, but to just have everything happening at once, it's like I feel fucking crazy. I genuinely feel fucking insane. The Usos are out here. The Usos are just taking up space. I'm sorry. Love the Usos to death. But honestly, if the Usos are still in this tag division in 5 years, we will be looking at a dying company. this company will literally be on its way into the grave if the Usos are still here in 5 years. I'm not saying do a retirement tour. I'm not saying do that, because we've seen how they did John Cena's retirement tour. But just something different, something new, something interesting, something that we fucking care about, maybe. Because boy, this shit is not it, man. The Usos versus Division. As I said, Speedball Mike Bailey. I show speed. He fucking knuckle dusters LA Knight. And that distracts Jey Uso. And Jey Uso, right? He then ends up eating the pin, I think, for this match for the Vision to get tag titles. Because, Logan Paul has to go over because he's a stakeholder in fucking TKO. Austin Theory's a tag champion now. I booked that how long ago? So much better than what the fuck WWE is doing, but whatever. I don't even care. It's not even WWE anymore. Literally, the World Wrestling Federation, the Carnivore Project, right? That was the World Wrestling Federation. It's dying. It is fucking dying before our eyes, all right? And I, it's so interesting that Kenny Omega was like, in so many years, we're going to see like Logan Paul versus Beast. Like, we're going to see like Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast in a WrestleMania match. And now we're quite literally getting Logan Paul and I Show Speed hypothetically on the WrestleMania card. And it's like, isn't I Show Speed just like a better version of Mr. Beast? No? All right, whatever. I'll move on. This match literally just took all the air out of the room. I couldn't care less. It sucked. It sucked, chat. It was fucking horrible. I really nothing else to talk about, unfortunately. I wish I could tell you more about it. It wasn't very good. Next segment, we get a women's tag title match between Last Legend, Nia Jax, and Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Bayley looks great. She always looks great. Lyra Valkyria looks great. She always looks great. Lash looks great. She always looks great. Those are my comments on the match. Wish I could tell you more. I just don't fucking care about this. They're doing a fatal 4-way tag match. Told you guys that would happen. Hey, it's not TLC. It's not a TLC. It's not a TLC 4-way tag match. So hey, I guess I got that wrong. I guess, but listen, there's not a lot I can really say about this women's tag division. I feel the exact same way about the men's tag division. Dog shit. Bad. Awful. It's fucking horrendous. Terrible. Ass. It's ass. Like I don't know. Like how many more fucking ways can I say it, right? We get Brock and Oba after this, huh? The trafficker incarnate versus Obama the feminist. Now, Obama does a really nice thing, right? He circles the ring. I liked that. He also looks massive. Security tries to separate them. Adam Pearce tries to separate them. Everyone dies. I liked that. I like that a lot. Brock, he's not out here in fucking jeans and a cowboy hat, which I guess for the build to your biggest fucking show, about time, but whatever, right? So I mean, all the pieces are here for like a fine a fine segment on its face, and then this bald, idiotic, doofus fucking moron comes out here and he plasters himself across this entire segment. You know what the YouTube fucking thumbnail is for this? Triple H literally like holding back and overshadowing Obama Femi. I wish I was joking about that. Oba Femi. Because I don't want to get his name right. I want to stop joking for a little bit. Oba Femi is so important to the future of this company. And the idea that Triple H goes, you know what? Hottest feud, hottest match on the WrestleMania card. Let me interject myself and get in the middle of all of this. And then simultaneously make our biggest, just pound for pound. Brock is probably the biggest person that they have signed, right? Probably aside from Omos, right? Omos is a big motherfucker. You have that guy. You have that guy run away in cowardice as the guy with the fucking gig in his chest. Triple H, if you let off an EMP around Triple H, he'll literally collapse and he'll have as much of a cult and he'll have as much of a pulse as your nearest emo rock star lead singer. I'm not fucking with you. Like, that guy can't wrestle for 2 fucking minutes, and Brock Lesnar's like, I'll run away, boss man. What? None of this shit makes sense, chat. I'm sorry. None of it makes any fucking sense. Now, brawling is a focal part of this WrestleMania build. Happened with Cody, happened with Oba, happened with Drew, happened with Jacob. There have been brawls with Jey Uso in the Vision. So there being a brawl, hypothetically, when it comes to a Punk and Roman. There being a brawl, hypothetically, when it comes to this specific segment, it wouldn't have bothered me. It would have just been very repetitive. And I think, you know what we should do? We should have spot segments on varying weeks where we just do contract signings. Just do a contract signing. Just get the shit out the way. And maybe we'll go stale. Maybe we'll go repetitive. Maybe you change up the scenery. Maybe you just do, hey, no contract, I'm a man, you're a man, just give me a gentleman's handshake. I don't know, change shit up. You can always be creative on the fly. That's your job. That's your job, to be creative. So listen, just brawl after brawl after brawl. I'm not interested. Paul and the crowd try to do it the best they can. Paul does this thing where he mentions that the light issue in the studio is because of a guy from New Jersey. That popped the crowd. Also, hometown native. That popped the crowd. Adam Pearce, later in the night, he mentions Boston Pig Department and the crowd boos and he's confused. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the creative, but there's not a lot of bright niggas. Not a lot of bright niggas back there. Let's mention Boston and New York and get a pop. Let's break this down, right, on a molecular level. Who's going to cheer the cops? Nobody. Nobody. Who's going to cheer the cops in New York? In interstate, like in the inner city New York? Nobody. Who's going to cheer the Boston cops in New York? Let's make this shit make sense, folks. Let's make this shit make sense. You can't. So that was that. And honestly, Paul does what he tries to with this segment, but it was stale. It's been stale for weeks now. That's all I can really say about that, unfortunately. Again, Triple Nose coming down here for no reason. Not a fan of it. He wants to be Dana White. He wants to be Dana White so fucking bad. And it's embarrassing, right? Because Dana White, at least for all of his faulties, he has so many fucking downsides. So many downsides. What an absolute fucking train wreck that guy Dana White really is, right? But he at least knows how to keep the funk of the show going, right? Like, he'll visibly like strong arm people, he'll like get in the guy's face or something kind of interesting like that, right? But you also know that Dana White doesn't have a fucking gig in his chest. Triple H damn near almost popped a blood vessel and almost had to get wheeled out in a fucking EMT. Like, it's not intimidating because we know who Triple H is as a person. Dana White, again, all of his downsides, so many of them, he at least hides the fact that he has any mental or health issues, right? I mean, maybe not too much on the former, but like the health issues, at least, like it's not prominent, it's not in the public. So yeah, he looks quote unquote strong. Triple nose, triple bald, he doesn't. He looks like a fucking goof. All right, now that we're done talking about the future of this company and Obafemi, let's talk about everything else in this night, because there's not a lot else. We get a title card for Dom and Finn. Why isn't the IC title here? Because they fucking hate Finn Balor. That's why. After this, we get a graphic for a 5-way belt for the IC title. Almost like they're fucking mocking me. So that's kind of how I feel about everything that those two things showed. I mean, like, listen, JD McDonough is in the 5-way. If that doesn't tell you what you need to know about what the creative thinks about this title and the stories with the wrestlers here in this match, that's enough. Javon and Kofi, right there. Penta and Rey Fenix, right there. Dom and Finn, right there. Nigga said, fuck all that. Give me JD McDonough in a 5-man match. It's actually unforgivable. It's kind of unforgivable, honestly. And I think that's the title for this video. Raw this week was unforgivable. This shit is horrible. And it doesn't keep getting worse. It's like it's worse, and it knows that if it just stays the exact same level of stagnant and horrible, people are just gonna get more and more and more frustrated, like rage baiting. I made that little joke about Tony Khan. I actually think that these niggas might be rage baiting some of us. I do. I think when a football player goes out there, he throws a game because he sees how niggas are talking about him on the timeline. I think that's genuine rage baiting. This shit is rage bait. How in the fuck do you do a 5-man title match with 3 different stories, hypothetically, building around this belt? Kofi and Penta was a fine match. You couldn't have just did shit with that? You couldn't have just had Kofi take the belt with Javon and Mania? Start making moment in Javon Evans and Obafemi? Like, to think that that's like a hot take or that's insane to want. It's like, what are we doing around here? And then you niggas drag John Cena's corpse out here. Of course you do. Of course you have to. Oh man, fuck, this shit's frustrating. Listen, but like, all we can really discuss is, oh man, so fucking crazy. All we can really discuss after this is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, it's crazy, right? This segment with Seth Rollins, and I really wanted to make sense of it, right? But Gunther, he hasn't showed any interest in Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and then, you know what makes sense? Chat. Chat. I'm sorry, I promise I'm not losing it, chat. Do you guys remember that story I did way back when, where Ludwig turned on Gunther? I'll kind of clip it in if I can, right?
Gunther is in the corner, kind of just, we see that all of Imperium's just defeated, just kind of like laid around, they destroyed tables. It was insane. It was a crazy match. And they all do the throat gesture simultaneously. And, Ludwig is begging, and, he's sniveling, and he's crying, and he's pleading with Seth. And Seth picks him up by his face, and he screams at him, "Carve your own destiny," and tosses Ludwig towards Gunther. Cedric is mocking, Cedric Alexander is mockingly clapping, egging on Ludwig, as he's kneeling in tears, defeated with no other option. And he puts down Gunther. They all put down Gunther with their finishers, and Ludwig has now joined the Sword. The sword has now expanded.
If in that story, Ludwig turned on Gunther to kind of join the Sword, right, which was Seth's division, which was Seth's group, right? In that story, a Gunther and Seth match makes sense. In that story, that match makes sense. Why does it make sense? Because Seth and Gunther, right, have a prior history to one another that's directly tied to Imperium with Ludwig. It's a direct tie-in, right? Can somebody break down the tie-in between Gunther and Seth Rollins for the past couple of months with Division? One? Can you give me one tie-in at all? What's Gunther even slotted to do at WrestleMania if this match, or what's Gunther even slotted to do if this segment ever happens? If we get Kairi Sane versus AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship tonight in this segment, then what does Gunther do for going into WrestleMania? What does he do? Can one of you tell me? Oh, all right then. Yeah, it's a bit of a fucking predicament we're in, isn't it? Holy shit, dude. So Gunther versus Seth Rollins, no build, no story, just matches, real AEW style. The marks are gonna love it. I know it's gonna be a good match, because of course it's gonna be a good match. It's fucking Gunther. But dude, I don't know what this is about. I literally told y'all that they would hobble this nigga Seth Rollins out on 80%, and I was right. I was fucking right, and it's so unfortunate, but it comes with this kind of vindication, but it's so bittersweet because I know how much recovery you really need for some of the injuries that Seth Rollins might be dealing with. Listen, he is at a certain age. He's not a spring chicken. Listen, all the stem cells in the world, you cannot repair a fucking, you cannot repair a ruptured abdomen. You can't repair, a flinged shoulder. All right, and no less than like 4 or so months. Seth has only been on the shelf for about 5. I don't know. I think they're playing with fire here. Gunther's a pretty safe worker. I mean, all things considered, you never heard of a guy going down or having a, real hard time getting back up or getting to Gorilla, due to Gunther. But I just couldn't imagine them going, who are we going to put in this feud? Because I feel like Austin Theory is right there. No. Isn't Austin Theory like right there? Wouldn't that just make sense? And man, this fucking company is something else, boy. I tell you what, this company is something fucking else. So Gunther and Seth are going to WrestleMania. Honestly, the entire WrestleMania card, it fucking blows. I'm not a fan of it. Next we get Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, who should be your future Intercontinental Champion, your women's United States Champion. She has worked herself into that position. So has Roxanne Perez. So much fucking legwork has been put into this tag division through the lens. So much legwork has been put into this women's division from Raquel Rodriguez, from Chelsea Green, from Roxanne Perez. You may not like them, but it simply is what it is. It's factual, right? She's going to give it to Io, and for some reason, Asuka and Kairi on the side of this match of Raquel Rodriguez and fucking Io Sky. I don't know why. I really don't know why, chat. Io Sky then dives after Asuka because she's like kind of terrorizing Kairi Sane, and she lands like square on her neck. Now, Tyson Kidd, for those of you who don't know, he was a former wrestler to the Federation. He made a very good comment that the reason all this shit is happening in the Federation right now is because they don't do any house shows. It's because they don't do the reps. There's not enough reps going on. So yeah, Io can, build up all the momentum she wants. She can do all this and do all that. But if she only does a fucking suicide dive once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, yeah, there's going to be a fuck up. You need to practice that shit like it's a religion. And oh man, I don't know. I'm glad that she's okay, but like this company just not taking shit like that seriously. Triple H finds the time to fund and produce a shout out to the New York Pig Department, but he can't get some fucking reps in for Io Sky. He can't get a couple of fucking a couple of extra hours on the training mat for people like for honestly people like a Sami Zayn, who looks like he's moving very sluggish out there because he is one of the top stars and he's not getting a lot of dark house shows. Like, it's, I don't know, dude. Like, every choice that they make, it baffles you, and then they just double down with a fucking more insane choice. I couldn't tell you it made sense even if I wanted to, because it doesn't. This does not make any sense. The show's horrible. Fucking hell, man. Again, we have to deal with a women's segment that just kind of is nothing. It's nothing on its face. Liv Morgan calls out Stephanie Vaquer, says that her mother's trash. Liv Morgan's talking about her mom, about like perseverance, like her mom told her to persevere or some stupid shit. I don't know, man. Give us a Liv Morgan match. Why don't you niggas give me a Liv Morgan match? Maybe I care about this, huh? When's the last time I've seen Liv Morgan wrestle? When's the last time you have seen Liv Morgan wrestle, audience? When? It gets to a point where you want a conclusion to this shit, and Roxanne Perez coming out here, her not wanting the secondary title, her not wanting to break away from this fucking fan club, this fucking club of adults, just a bunch of niggas just hanging around in the fucking backstage area. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I do not fucking care, yo. I do not care. Last thing that we will be discussing is Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns. So CM Punk comes out here really shortly after Roman Reigns comes out here, and they just fight. They just fight. Now, I will say, I hated the talking. I'm tired of the talking. Again, more proof I might be being surveillance, or just lesser known podcasts. We are definitely being surveillance. That's not even a theory anymore. Roman Reigns and CM Punk, they feud and they fight and they feud and they fight and they feud and they fight and they feud and they fight. And the story around this is just both of them being old fucks. Like, the story around this is literally just two generic fucks just going at it. Whoo boy. I would love it to believe that CM Punk and Roman, they're really pushing the envelope with everything they're getting from creative. Like honestly, right? It looks like Punk took like some kind of like quote unquote shoot punches that probably weren't in the script originally. At the end of this night, again, Roman gets powerbombed through a table. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing that happens. We see Jason Jordan out here. I'm reminded of how amazing a wrestler he was, and I wept. So like, it was unfortunate things in this segment. But the most important thing about this segment is Punk putting down Roman. Now, realistically, going into this match, they're probably both going to go on a like even playing field, because that's what you would want. Or they're just going to give us 101 psychology, meaning that Roman will go over on the go home show for WrestleMania, leading to our Punk might go over on the go home show to WrestleMania, leading to a win for the leading to a win for the opposing opponent. But leading to a win for whoever is taking the beating that night, right? I would love to just understand one thing. Why is CM Punk like he does this thing where he plays up the fact that he is old, but he doesn't use it to his advantage at all. Like, he's like, oh hey, like I know all the tricks, I know all the moves, I know all the maneuvers, but it's not like he says it, because I feel like subconsciously he knows that he can't use that against Roman. I don't know what anything about this shit. Like, everything about this night, it was just a fucking calamity of confusion, and it just fucking honestly a cacophony of fucking just concussing bullshit. Like, everything about this night, it makes you wonder where the future is for this company. And I don't know where the future is. Is it CM Punk? Is the future of this company CM Pompadour, Corporate Phil? Is it Mr. Libations on the American Wheat Whiskey bus? I don't know. Is it Kevin Owens who keeps dropping cryptic videos on fucking Twitter? I don't know who we're going to be getting to fill the shoes of John Cena, but it has to be somebody. Hey, it has to be somebody. And this problem would have been fixed if we would have gotten an Obafemi World Championship match to recoup on his loss. If we would have gotten honestly, a secondary title, a good secondary champion would do this company so well. So giving Melo a story in a WrestleMania match would have done this company so fucking well. But nope, wrong. You don't get that. No, you get a 5-way fucking Fatal 5, and no, you get a 5-way match, and then you get a nice little match with Finn Balor and Dominic. And then to wrap all this up, Powerhouse Hobbs is going to come out and say what's up with Danhausen from catering. Go home, everybody. That's it. That was WrestleMania. And I'll be honest, I couldn't have been more disappointed with a fucking Raw. These matches on these Raws are only going to get more unbearable, knowing that the stories that they're supposed to be telling towards WrestleMania, dog shit, doo-doo. But there's really nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's the product. There's really nothing else to talk about for this night. I wish there was, chat. I really do, but there really isn't anything else to talk about for this night. What we will be discussing later in the week, all right, includes Collision, One Piece, and drumroll, TNA. Yes, I have came to a conclusion. TNA and ROH are going to get their own exclusive first time video. So please stick around for that. I hope all of you have a great one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this. That was everything your boy Cappy had for March 30th, 2026's Raw. All right. Hopefully next week they can improve. But we all know they will not. All right. Hope all of you have a good one. All right. And as I always say, all right, stay safe, tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. All right. Peace.